Hello, I'm Nathalie Saunderson and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is one of the first videos that will be in a series about introducing yourself into the power practice or the power lineage, which basically is derived from the Ashtanga lineage. And the majority of what power is practiced today is from the first primary series in the Ashtanga lineage, which there are 3. And there are so many refined elements to explore around how we have a different relationship with a power practice versus a hatha practice versus a flow practice versus any other type of yoga that you do. Power is really built around 3 things, and that is ujjayi breath, consistency, and bandhas. So in the power lineage, you're actually continuously practicing the same flow, right? The primary series doesn't change. You practice the same thing until you reach a certain level of mastery, and then you move on to the next series. Now, when I've experienced my teaching kind of eyes and worked with a lot of different bodies, I see that there are certain common movements that are challenging to us. And part of that could be our lifestyle, and part of that could just be really staying the course of doing it properly versus doing it in a way that is easier. And that's what I wanted to look at today. So we are going to break down each kind of section building up to a full power flow. But in this class, I really wanted to look at Chaturanga. And Chaturanga is basically from an upward plank position down, Chaturanga, Dandasana. 4 points of contact on the floor, your toes, your hands, and because of its elongated kind of length and stance, you're really distributing your weight in those 4 points of contact. Now, because most of us, when we begin a power practice, have to find these kind of bandhas and this integration in the center of the body, the best thing that we can do is work our way up to a full Chaturanga. And so in this class, I'm going to teach you how to do that safely, how to focus on your shoulders, how to utilize your legs, and how to use your drishti and your gaze so that you have a very supported and safe Chaturanga. As you know, if you've practiced a power class before, almost all power classes traditionally begin with sun salutations, which means that your shoulders and your Chaturangas are going to be tiring your upper body if you're not doing them properly. So let's take a look at this posture. First of all, I'm going to ask us to come onto our knees. And because Chaturanga has so much weight distributed in the hands, there's a couple things that I find really helpful before we get into it. And one of them is just opening up through the wrist and the forearm. So if you want to turn your left hand towards you and just lean into the fingertips, you can even make this a little harder. Scoot your bum back and really take 2 to 3 breaths here. Watching that shoulder. Good, taking another inhale. Exhaling it out. Moving your weight forward. Taking your weight into your feet, your knees, and peeling the wrist up. Now, it's always really useful to observe when you open something, just like your hips, what happens when you release it? Is it a relief? Does it feel a little tender or kind of tingly? Right side, take a big breath in. You can walk your knees back. Take your time with us. So right and left side might be a little different. They might feel a little different. So you can just kind of rock your weight forward and back. And you want to spread your fingers as evenly as you can. So really displaying as wide a space from fingertip to fingertip. Take a full breath in. Exhale out. Taking your weight into your knees, peeling that right hand off, and just rotating the wrist, allowing circulation back into your hands. Okay, so when we come into our half Chaturanga, your hands are the distance of your shoulders. So depending on how your shoulders are built, some people will start with the hands turned to 10 and 2 o'clock, and you're going to walk your knees back the distance of your pelvis and then end up with your shoulders right above those wrists. You might kind of adjust a few times.
Once you feel comfortable and confident, those of you that don't have any shoulder issues, your fingers, especially the middle fingers, are going to be facing straight forward. You're going to loop your shoulders down the back. You're going to tuck your toes, and you're going to pull your belly button towards your chin. You're going to take a big breath in and look forward. And practice exhaling halfway down. Look forward, inhale back up. And I want you to move your right shoulder blade forward to your ear and then down your back. Maybe there's a little crack. Inhale that left shoulder forward to your ear. Exhale it down your back. Inhale, look forward. Scoop your heart forward, but pull your belly button up. Use your feet. Exhale, dip again. Inhale, back up. Let's round to our heels for a moment. Drag the hands towards you. Roll the shoulders up. So you can probably already feel how much heat is in the arms. Now, the difference when we add the legs is that there's energy moving back through the feet as much as there's energy moving forward through the face, through the chest, and through your drishti. Okay, so the gaze is forward. A lot of people tend to look down. Let's look at it for a sec. The only time you would look down is if you're working with a neck injury. Okay? If there's no neck injury, it's forward and you're gazing at the tip of your nose. You're going to lift your hips slightly higher than you think. You're going to pull your belly button to your chin. You're going to press your heels back. And you're going to pull your heart forward. Big breath in. Elbows come nice and close. Not too low. Roll over your toes. Look up. Drop your knees for a second. Pull your belly button in. Roll your hips to your heels. Round your spine. Drag your fingers towards you. Exhale your shoulders down your back. Okay, so what you're doing, if you can take your arm forward, let's take the left arm forward. Take the wrist, pull the shoulder back. Hate to say it, but it's kind of like a rifle. And you can feel the shoulder blade on that left side. Draw it down and then lift the sides of your throat. Okay, you want a lot of space in that shoulder. Let's try it again. Hands shoulder distance, tuck toes, inhale to plank, lift your gaze, heels press back, heart presses forward. Exhale, strong legs, inhale up over your toes, look up, wrap your shoulders on your back, drop your knees, exhale hips to heels. Drag your fingertips towards you, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Let's get a little spicier. So now we're gonna go to upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. Then you're gonna roll right back to plank pose. Exhale, a lot of energy pressing through your feet. You're gonna feel this wrapping of your shoulders on your back when you lift your chest, and then you're gonna pull your ribs in to draw you to downward facing dog. So I'm gonna cue this, we're doing 2 in a row, okay? Plank pose. You can look at your middle fingers if you get confused. They should be pretty parallel. Inhale, plank pose, lean forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, no lower than elbows. Roll over your toes, look up, shoulders in the back. Exhale, chin to chest, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Press out of your fingertips. Right back into plank pose. Look up, lift your gaze, strong legs. Exhale, dip. Wrap your shoulders on your back. Don't dump into your wrists. Fingertips is strong. Hold that belly button in. Downward facing dog. As you stretch your legs out, press through your fingers, look underneath you at your belly button. Inhale, high to your tiptoes. Exhale, melt your knees down to the floor. Sit back on your toes. If that's uncomfortable, sit on a block in between your feet. So now you're gonna take your arms out in front of you because you can probably feel your upper back starting to work. You're gonna take your hands together, pull both shoulders back, pull your ribs in, and start by stretching your arms out. So lifting them up. You're gonna find resistance. If you were to look at me from behind, you're gonna wanna keep your shoulder dropping down and back, okay? Not down and up, which is what most people start to do when they first practice. Down, back, keep looking straight out in front of you, and from the side, you wanna be really drawing your ribs in. So it's not this, right? Banana back, right? Integrated shoulder in the back of the socket. Inhale, lift the arms up, ribs in. Lift the crown of the head, push the hands together, breathe. Each exhale, press the palms more firmly to the center. One more breath. Exhale, so you can really feel, let's take the arms forward. You can feel the inner arms working. Most people rely on the strongest part of the body when they're doing the practice, which never actually accesses a lot of the littler stabilizing muscles. So let's do it 3 times now, okay? I want you to watch that when you're in your chaturanga, your shoulders as far down from your ear as possible, okay? Think about this space between your sternum and your belly button. As soon as they start to draw towards each other, think, I'm rounding, and extend them away from each other. Let's try again, 3 times. Spread those fingers like you're about to play the piano. Maybe you are about to play the piano. Step back, big breath in, look forward. Exhale, lower. Nice and slow. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press through the inner feet. Breathe in. Exhale out. That is your roll forward. Hug your arms to each other. Shoulders right above the wrists. Look up, gaze down your nose. Exhale. Inhale over your feet. Hug your legs in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look up at your navel. Breathe in. Stretch your arms out. One more time. Inhale, roll forward. Press your heels back, look forward, exhale. Inhale over your toes. Press through the inner hands, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale high to your tiptoes, roll over your feet, set your knees down, sit back. 3 big rolls through your shoulders, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. So you really want to be strengthening your upper body at the same rate that you're also trying to soften and open it. Okay, so one thing to watch when you do begin to do more chaturangas is that you're opening your hands again. You're protecting your wrists by using your fingertips, and you're pressing strongly into other areas of the body so you're not dumping into your hands so much. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to subscribe and you haven't already, just hit the button below, and I'll see you in the next video.